Mildred's mother passed on when she was still young and her father remarried. Her stepmother was beautiful but was very secretive and cunning. She lived with her father for years without giving him children, and when Mildred's father passed on, Maria brought in her children, who were the exact age with Mildred, to the house. Mildred was beautiful and humble, and she ended up attracting wealthy suitors, but her stepmother was so jealous because she wanted the same for her two daughters, who seemed so unlucky when it came to love. Many years later, Mildred got married and moved with her husband to the city, leaving her stepmother and stepsisters in the village. Maria tried all she could to get married from Mildred, but Mildred was tough. She asked her stepmother to be satisfied with whatever she sent. Maria became bitter and determined to marry her daughters off to wealthy men that she turned to dark magic. She visited a witch doctor who gave her a charm that will transform poor men into chicken, and with more sacrifices she will be able to lure rich men to her compound to marry her daughters. On the other hand, one of Maria's daughters was so kind-hearted and refused to marry because of money. One day, Safina's boyfriend visited her in their compound, and Safina offered him drinks to entertain him as they talked. When her mother walked in, she was so angry and she called Safina, pretending to send her to the market. Maria then sat down beside Mike and cast a spell on him, turning him into a helpless poultry. When her daughter came back, Maria claimed that Mike got tired of waiting on her and left. Safina believed her, but 2 weeks went on and she did not hear anything from Mike. She got restless and approached her mother, asking her what she told him that made him disappear. But her mother looked at her without uttering a word. Many years later, Safina's heart healed and she was ready for love again. A handsome herdsman came to ask for her hand in marriage, and she agreed, but the problem was her mother. Maria sent Safina for drinks and she got an opportunity to be alone with Henry. This time around, Safina hid to eavesdrop on what her mother would tell him. She then saw how her mother cast a spell on Henry and turned him into poultry. Safina's heart broke down. Her heart ached so much at the sight of what her mother had done. Safina devised a revenge plan. She decided not to ask her mother anything. Days later, Safina prepared a delicious meal and served her mother. Without knowing, Maria mistakenly ate the chicken of a poor man she had transformed. She felt a sharp pain in her stomach and bloated up like a balloon. She tried desperately to reverse the spell, but it was too late. The curse had turned inward and Maria suffered for days, unable to rid herself of the poor man's spirit. As Maria lay on her deathbed, Safina stood by her side, filled with sorrow and regret. She realized her mother's action and vowed never to let greed cloud her judgment. As Maria took a final breath, the curse was lifted and the poor man's spirit was finally at peace. From that day on, rumors spread throughout the village about Maria and her ill-fated quest for wealth. Mildred came back to the village, and together with her stepsisters, they gave their mother a befitting burial. Safina and her sister Monique got married and they lived happily ever after. The end. If you've enjoyed this story this far, please do not leave without giving it a like, subscribe and share. Please consider leaving a comment on the comment section telling me whether you enjoyed the story and telling me whatever city or country you're watching me from for me to give you a shout out on the next episode of One Day Tales by Julian.